we have seen what is a table. Like instead of having the cells like yours, we say starting reference and sending cell reference, just like you mentioned now, A1 to C10. Okay, that which means 3 columns and 10 rows, correct? I mean exactly 9 rows, because one header row will be there and rest all 9 of them as data or your records. I can give this a, like if I convert it to a table, it will be given a name. Instead of mentioning it as A1 to C10, I can pretty well refer to it by the table name. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Likewise, name range, I need not convert it to a table as in, but just that I am going to give it a customized name. Okay, if I give it a customized name also, it is going to pretty well work like table, because just the way I mentioned, like equal to, if the table name is sales, like equal to table name, if I put, my whole table will be referred to, correct? So same way, if I just refer to that name of the range after providing it a customized name, that whole range will be very much referred to. And first, okay, that's how we are going to define it. How we are going to define, I'm going to just show you now. We were still talking, right? There's a basic definition. What do you mean by a name range? Naming a particular range of cells. Now, this name range need not be a range of cells. It can be, name could be provided to a single cell also. How? I'll just show you now. Both ways how we're going to do, all okay. But, okay, name range. Anything else? Okay, nothing. I'll go ahead and show you how to do it. Do we have some names over here or shall I delete them? Okay, not there. Good. You can pretty much see here you have in your 4 columns and yes, 4 columns and 5 rows. Instead of mentioning that my, say these are all obviously looks like very much like employee details only. If I just given, instead of saying, okay, we can say name column, I can say that, not an issue. But what will I say? If the name column, what is the name column is in the range, your D2 to D6. That's what we will say in a general format, right? Instead of doing that, if I give this range a particular name, my job becomes easier. Now, defining a name range, there are 2 to 3 ways. Simplest way is, after you select this range, I have selected from this J to Ajay, D2 to D6. You have your name box here, which shows me the first cell reference, correct? Although I've selected 5 as the range, here it shows me the cell reference or cell address of the first cell in the range. I just come here. If I just go do a single click, that D2 gets selected. I just given here NAME. That's it, and then hit enter. Job is done. But then how to understand that actually the naming has been done, that naming has been defined? Just go here, select the one. It's a drop down only. Like if you come here, you can see it's a drop down. Select it. It's going to just highlight the range of cells which have been given this particular name. Okay, this is the first easiest way that you can really think. Few more ways I'll slowly come off. I'll come to data tab. It's still selected, right? Not here, sorry. It should be in the formulas. Yes. We know about the function library. I have discussed about this, auto sum and all. Just neighboring only, define names. Now in here, and the name has already been defined. If I want to define it again, I should first delete it. So let me come to name manager. Just like your rules manager in your conditional formatting, na? Same way name manager over here, it allows us to provide a new name range, edit the existing one and delete the existing one. You can see the 3 tabs, 3 buttons over there. So let me delete the name. And in here, if I go for new, it's going to open up this dialog box. Okay, but name is not J. It is your name, which is nothing but the header name, the column name. Okay, next comes, what is the scope? Scope is workbook. Scope as in it gives me three options. Um, Let me select three options means is workbook as a whole. Then these two are the sheets. Hopefully you can see it here, bottom sheet names. Let me do it. As of now, I am in name range. Now, let me select this. We'll see how it's going to behave. Okay, next comes comment. Comment as in just a bit of documentation, if at all you want to give in here that why is this okay new name given or what does it really imply. You want to mention in small two lines, you can go ahead for a small description over here. Then, so first your name of the range, then what's the scope of the range. Scope, I'm saying again, I'll just in a give me a minute, I'll explain you what it is. Okay, next comes comment also I discussed. Next comes your refers to. Refers to is the range for which this new name is being provided. Here it's from D2 to D6 now. So see here D2 to D6. But where is this D2 to D6? It's in your name range sheet. That's the reason equal to name range is the sheet name. Then you have a exclamation mark and then the cell reference or the cell range is being provided. Now all this done, I'm fine. I'll just say okay. Name is again popping up. I can see it. If I just widen this up, you can very well make out. While name, the new customized name is NAME. Values, these are the values, refers to what is the actual range to which this new name has been provided. And then what's the scope? It says as name range. What is it? Let me, okay. That's what, how you're going to define a particular name range. I've shown you two ways. One, just coming here, one shot, easiest way. Second is you are going for the name manager. I'll come for two more, but before that, let's understand what do you mean by scope of it. But is it okay? The two ways that I showed you how to define a name range, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by scope of it? Okay. Now, just the way in tables, if I onto an empty cell, if I start writing equal to table name, my whole table gets referred to. Yes? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar way, my name range equal to name is the actual name given na? So you can see here it's a very much a grid structure only, but then few cells are just highlighted. This is how the icon very much looks like. Let me double click and I hit enter. It is very much showing me over here. Okay, this is how you're going to refer to the name range in any formulas. Just like we do it for, just like I told you, we can refer to the table names in my functions and formulas. Similar way, I can refer to my name ranges in my functions and formulas. It's going to work very fine. So now, instead of saying like your column name as name or maybe D2 to D6, I can very well go ahead and just refer to NAME, that's the new name given. I can perform some calculations on them also. Okay, how we'll do, I'll talk about it later. But then I have been able to refer to the new name within the same sheet. I'm still in the same sheet. If I go to a new sheet and if I try over here, let me zoom it. Am I getting that prompt? Like earlier, I got that small grid structure. Am I getting that prompt over here?
No.
No,
No.
ma'am.
Reason being the scope was name range. Yes, the scope was name range, right? If you go back here, my scope is name range. But I can change the scope. But for changing the scope, I cannot. You think that maybe editing option is going to help us out? No. This will be completely grayed out. If I want to change the name, that scope of the particular name range, I would have to delete this and go for a redefining it. Only things that we can really edit in here is name of the particular customized, the name of the range and the range to which the new name is being given. Only these two you can put your hands in. This or maybe comments also. Comments, no, we don't have to worry much. But the two areas that we can really put our hands on is your name and refers to area. You can very well see here it's all grayed out. So what should I do is, let me delete this. I say okay, go ahead for a new one. Okay, let me, maybe for a change, let me put it as e name. Okay, e name. Now by default, see, by default the scope is workbook. That is entire workbook. And name range just says me as D1. No, that's not the one. Let me come here. Okay, let me select this area. Now it says, okay, refers to, there's a range is D2 to D6, all good, but scope is workbook now. I say, okay, I close. This will give me an error because there is no name. That name range is not NAME anymore. If I change this, have a E in front, it's going to work out for me. Okay. Since that NAME was not in existence within the workbook, it's not defined within the workbook, I'm getting that hash name error. That's one of the errors that we encountered. Okay, I am pretty much able to refer to that new name within the same sheet where it was defined. What if I come to the new sheet? If I say e name, now the prompt is coming. Why? Because my scope is now workbook. So all the existing sheets, I go and try to refer to the name range. It's going to help me out. It's going to really show up. Even I opened a new sheet for you all and tried to do that. It is going to show me up. Okay, so now hopefully you all understand the meaning of the scope as workbook.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you please repeat this hash name error, ma'am?
Okay, let me do one something for you. Okay, let me do one. Let me delete this equal to e name. Is it there, ma?
No, ma'am.
Only that e name is there. Okay, if I just say, suppose I give some incorrect name, it will say that particular name is not available, right? See here, I just type equal to name, or even if I type e name also, it's e underscore name. Purposefully, I won't give there. I say enter, I'm going to get hash name because e name is not existent. E underscore name
Okay,
is very
ma'am.
much
Understood.
existing. Got
Okay.
it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The Excel knows about e underscore name. It doesn't know what is e name. That's the whole logic about it, nothing else. Okay, so scope is all okay. We got to know how to create it two ways way I showed you. Even the editing portion also I showed you. Editing again, I'm saying you cannot put your hands on scope. It's all grayed out. If you want to change the scope of it, you have to delete and rename it or go for a recreation. Okay, I've shown you two methods. Let's come to few more methods to go ahead. Okay, lots of renaming done. Let me do for others now. Let me select this. Just like your name manager, I can come to define name also. That same small screen only is going to pop up. Okay, it says as manager. No, I don't want to do that. I want to keep designation. Okay, maybe the whole name or just one name is also okay. Designation. Shortcut for designate abbreviation is some SDDESG. Yeah? Any idea? I just suddenly don't remember.
Yes, ma'am. Like a DESG.
DESG. Instead of writing that big name, I thought, okay, I'll put it as DESG. Okay, scope is workbook. Name is all okay. The range is all okay with us. I say okay, all done.
Yeah.